This is the dawn of a new era in British karting. Over 550 drivers in 12 classes competing for victory over 18 race weekends. This is the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. It's a welcome return to the calendar after an absence of 6 years from the British Kart Championships for the Three Sisters circuit in Wigan on the hottest weekend of the year for the pinnacle of British karting. Carrying the spirit of Senna with him all year is the privateer entrant Marcus Littlewood, who's hoping for success this weekend in Junior X30 in what has been a tough campaign.
So my dad in 2012 sort of thought of an idea to get some really bright colours, so sort of see me on the other side of the track and keep me safe. But we've always been really big fans of Ayrton Senna, and we think he's a really good driver and he deserves to be on our kart. It's a very flowing track. It's definitely quite challenging for like a 15-minute race because there's some technical parts, and also it's very hot this weekend. So it's very close to a European track because it's grippy and it's flowing.
McQueen on pole position with Oliver Gray alongside him, the two title protagonists on the front row of the grid here at Three Sisters. Josh Rowledge and Tom Levin, Georgia Dimitrov and Tyler Reid, Sam Hawthorne, Douglas Bolger, Aaron Walker and Freddie Spindler in the top 10. Jake Sanson to talk you around the final here at Three Sisters. And what a battle it is going to be. Round 10 of the 12-round championship. Are we ready to race? We certainly are, and we're away! Down to the first corner. No problem at all for Caden McQueen holding the inside line. Oliver Gray trying to come around the outside, but not able to get into the lead. So Caden McQueen holds it nice and steady through the first couple of corners. They knit their way through the chicane. One or two drivers running wide, but it looks as though everybody facing the right way. And as they come onto the old pit straight for the first time, it is Caden McQueen in front of Oliver Gray, and that looks like the Chaos Sport has leapt forward. Now, who is that that's charged away through the field? Only Spindler's made up about 3 places by the look of it, but up into 3rd place, that is the Mick Barrett Racing kart of Josh Rowledge. Then it is Tom Levin. So a nice easy start. Dimitrov is there still in front of Tyler Reid, so the top 6 retain their positions, and Alessandro Serenetti is trying to cut his way through the field further back, but a nice move already as the drivers have started to charge their way through. Josh Rowledge is already starting to work with Oliver Gray to close back up to Caden McQueen. Tom Levin there in 4th position. Then it is Dimitrov in front of Reid, Hawthorne, Bolger, Aaron and Archie Walker from Freddie Spindler, Zach Meekin, Darryl Taylor and Alessandro Serenetti at the end of the first lap. It's all clean at the moment as the drivers are racing their way through, trying to gain places, trying to maintain momentum. At this precise moment in time, it is Caden McQueen who leads the way up in front. So Alessandro Serenetti has got an issue with his transponder. It seems to have failed, so he's going to be nipping in and out of the timing screen through the course of this final. So he is being transponded the old-fashioned way. So across the line comes our race leader, Caden McQueen, 2 laps down and has an advantage to Gray, Rowledge and Levin. Rowledge is going to have a look up the inside and makes the place on Oliver Gray. So Rowledge into 2nd place. Nice overtake there into the first corner. And a very neat and tidy manoeuvre it was indeed. So McQueen continues to hold the pace, but now in his 2nd is Josh Rowledge for his new team, the Mick Barrett Racing Squad. And in front of Oliver Gray now, the GP plate. He did such a fantastic job yesterday. Now Oliver Gray is going to have to dig deep and find some more pace here, as both Caden McQueen and Josh Rowledge are very quick around this circuit. Still clean as a whistle through the field. Drivers obviously realising that it's a 15-minute race plus the additional bonus lap. And they all know that you can't win the race in the first couple of laps, but you can definitely lose it. So as it stays like this on full points, Oliver Gray would move up to 589, Caden McQueen to 572, and Dimitrov would drop to 3rd place on 564. Rowledge is going to get himself back into 4th place in the Drivers' Championship without drop scores taken into account if things stand as they are. So he's pushing very hard and is already gaining ground on Caden McQueen, who seems to be in conservation mode, trying to keep things nice and easy at the moment, because obviously it's a very long race and in very high temperatures the drivers will need to be keeping their focus very carefully. It's hotter than it was yesterday even, and the wind seems to have completely died down. So it's going to be a very tough race as the laps continue to count down around the circuit. Drivers are going to find it ridiculously tough to cope with. Up to that first chicane, and still Josh Rowledge breathing down the neck of Caden McQueen. Leben has a look at Oliver Gray for third position, is not able to get there. Onto the back of them comes Tyler Reid, who has moved his way up into fifth position. Sixth place now is Dimitrov, then it's Hawthorne, Bolger, Spindlow, Aaron Walker in front of Archie Walker, and then Zach Meakin and Alessandro Serenetti from Darrell Taylor, Josh McLean, James Walker, Blake Anglis, Joe Taylor, Daniel Butterworth and Casper Scusa. So some very exciting racing at the front end of the field. Drivers still just trying to edge their way around the circuit. They've been complaining all day about just how intense the heat is. It is the hottest round of the 2019 championship without a shadow of a doubt. Breaking into 30 degrees Celsius air temperature. So now the competitors are going to work for it. On the inside, nice move there from Josh Rowledge as he takes the lead from Caden McQueen, but it's still very early doors, and he will know that to win this race, he's got to now hold him at bay for over 11 minutes. Because, of course, once the time runs down to zero, they've got the additional extra lap to contend with as well. Caden McQueen not going to be led in this race. He gets back up the inside, and Oliver Gray slips through as well to get into second position. So Caden McQueen retakes the lead, having lost it for all of about 400 metres. And now Gray's going to make his bid for the lead. He gets through the left-hander into Luna, and he leads the race. Fantastic timing from Oliver Gray. And we have 3 lead changes over the course of 1 lap. First it was Rowledge who hit the front, then McQueen who took it back. Now McQueen and Rowledge are going to go past Gray down the main straight. McQueen retakes the lead, Rowledge in a second and Gray third. And look at the train that's now developing as a result of this squabble. All of these drivers wanting to be the one who leads the race from the front. Caden McQueen does not want to be overtaken here. And as he goes down the old pit straight, he has got Rowledge and Gray breathing down his neck. In fourth is Leben, then it's Reid, Dimitrov, who has been battling away with the man in sixth position who's got through. That is Freddie Spindlow, who was on the podium yesterday, of course, in the final. And he's been trying to fight his way back through after a difficult day at the office so far today. But he is making his way up the order and making places forward. So Caden McQueen is now your new race leader. Josh Rowledge in second place. He's going to go for the move up the inside again, and Gray's going to go with him. A late lunge from Gray. Rowledge to the lead, Gray to second, McQueen down to third. He's getting very frustrated at all this overtaking up at the front end of the field. He just wants to run at the front without difficulty, but now Rowledge and Gray are giving him a hard time. Here comes McQueen up at a second place. Gets the move back on the inside of Oliver Gray. Nice bit of driving. Tom Leben has now left the rest of the train behind, and he is tucked in behind. It's a 4-way fight for the victory, never mind a 3. And now Gray is again trying to edge closer to McQueen, but McQueen is going to have to go for the move on Rowledge. Going into the first corner by the look of things. The momentum is definitely with him. A warning flag has gone the way of Tom Leben in fourth position. I'm not sure what for. Here comes McQueen up the inside. Makes the bid to get through. Into the lead again. Lots of great lead changes in this race. It's like the Indy 500 of British karting at the moment. Up and over the valley and in towards the old pit straight. This is going to be an absolutely sensational race, and we're not even halfway through it yet. Up the inside, that is the move, as Tom Leben has to concede to Oliver Gray. Gray had originally lost out. Now Gray gets back through to the inside and reclaims third position from Tom Leben. In fifth place, we've got a good battle too. Tyler Reid in front of Freddie Spindlow. Then it is Georgi Dimitrov and Aaron Walker from Hawthorne, Bolger, Meakin, Archie Walker, Serenetti and Taylor. Here come the leaders again. Rowledge is going to have a run on Caden McQueen. He goes back to the inside line. Is there enough room for Gray to get there too? Yes, there is. McQueen has to settle for third again. Absolutely terrific. They're going to keep this battle going in this mode all the way to the finish line by the look of things. All it takes is one driver to go for the lead. And there is an absolute onslaught as all 3 of these drivers, Rowledge, Gray and McQueen, want to go into the closing stages in the lead of the race, because this circuit's got plenty of long straights but also good defensive opportunities. Whoever leads with 2 laps to go is going to have a great chance to sew up the victory. But all 3 of these drivers are going to have a big show on their hands to get to the front of the field. So, back to the front is Josh Rowledge. Gray is now defending from Caden McQueen. McQueen goes the long way round, sweeps around the outside of Oliver Gray. Lovely move, and Caden McQueen gets back in a second place. Brilliant bit of racecraft on the outside of the first corner, and absolutely brilliant it was indeed to get back in a second position. Now down the pit straight, having a look at Josh Rowledge. He's not quite close enough to throw to the inside of the right apex. He's got the pair of lefts now into the S's and up on the run to Luna once again. So a really exciting battle. Here's the 42, Caden McQueen, all over the back of Josh Rowledge, having fought his way back into second position. Gray going super defensive to the inside of the first corner and losing out. But watch for Caden McQueen now as he makes his bid to get past Josh Rowledge, who protects the inside line. He's done it once. Can he do it again? Yes, he does! Caden McQueen lightning round the outside. Absolutely superb from Caden McQueen. He pulls off the same move in 2 consecutive laps. Once for second, then for first. Absolutely incredible. So Caden McQueen hits the front once again, and the championship fight is definitely coming the way of the crop promotion driver. He's been a club champion multiple times over. He really wants to win the Junior X30 British Championship. Meanwhile, Tom Levin is under some pressure now from Freddie Spindlow, who's got himself up the order. It's no longer a 4-way fight, it's a 5-way fight. Freddie Spindlow has joined the cavalry, and down the straight, he's in command of his faculties now. To the inside line, Caden McQueen, very sensible. He holds the middle of the circuit on the way down to the braking zone as we enter the second half of the race. And the new boy, Aidan Neat, has been given a warning flag. Now, Aidan Neat has jumped ship from Miami Cadet in the runner-up position in the championship standings to come and do Junior X30. He was brilliant yesterday, up in the top 10. Really struggled in qualifying this morning, and ever since then has had a real fight in his hands. But he's definitely got the speed and commitment to make the progress forward. So we'll see over the course of the next couple of meetings how Aidan Neat gets on. But he is definitely showing his credentials in Junior X30. Out of the final turn, the leaders are coming towards us once more. McQueen in front of Rowley. Here comes Tom Levin, making the bid on the inside of Oliver Gray as McQueen defends to the inside line. Levin gets through, Spindlow gets through. Gray in big trouble, down to 5th position for the moment. But Oliver Gray very nearly lost an awful lot more than that. So he drops into 5th position to the back of the queue, as again, Caden McQueen has to defend valiantly to Josh Rowledge. There's 5 minutes to go, and McQueen is defending. This is absolutely incredible, the battle going on at the front of the field, and this is incredibly early into the race for Caden McQueen to be in defensive mode, but he does not want to let Josh Rowledge through on the inside. It's going to take a brave move to make that happen. We've got yellow flags on the far side of the circuit. It looks like one of the Coles carts has come off the circuit, and I think that's James Walker. James Walker appears to be in trouble, so James Walker out of the race, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Freddie Spindlow has made the move on Tom Levin to get into 3rd position. Yellow flags fly, so they can't overtake on that point of the circuit. And as they go down the old pit straight, we have got an absolute thriller in progress right now. Through the right, with the double apex left. It looks like we got 2 carts off the circuit at that point. It's not just James Walker who's out of the race. We have another one in the war zone there as well. I think it's Casper Scusa. Archie Mason, Oscar Joyce are no longer involved either. I'm not sure either of them were involved in the, I think they were off on the first lap in fact, Mason, Joyce, so they're out of it as Josh Rowledge is desperate to try and keep Caden McQueen further up the road. McQueen is defending. Rowledge is trying to signal to him, what are you doing? We need to keep pushing away from the guys behind us. So Freddie Spindlow up to 3rd place, and they are giving a lot of pressure now to McQueen and Rowledge. Rowledge is trying to urge McQueen, stop defending, let's pull away from the rest of the field, and then it's a 2-man fight for the victory. A side-by-side for 5th position, and around the outside, that is a lovely bit of driving from Tyler Reid. He has made mincemeat of Oliver Gray on the inside there, and now we've got a fight for 7th place as Dimitrov gets to the inside of Walker. What a squabble going on there! That is Dimitrov, Walker, Hawthorne, Bolger, Meekin, and they are just about able to run side by side as they come through together. So Aaron Walker hanging on to it, and it's 2x2 hurrah behind Archie Walker and Georgie Dimitrov, McLean and Meekin, all in there together, squabbling away. Bolger seems to have lost a bit of ground in the middle of all of that, but terrific racing just behind the leaders now as well. And it looks as though we got a nice move from Sam Hawthorne up the inside there, making the lunge on Will Murdoch. So good overtaking moves through the field. The top 3 have now started to stretch away. McQueen, Rowledge and Spindlow. Freddie Spindlow's joined the cavalry for victory now up front, as Levin and Reid are struggling to stay with them. Aaron Walker's really getting a bit of a hassle from Archie Walker as well, as they battle over 7th place across the start-finish line with 2.5 minutes to go. There's not going to be too long before a big move. Up the inside goes Rowledge. McQueen holds him at bay. They're still side by side, but eventually he has to concede, and McQueen holds on to the lead. But Rowledge is getting impatient, and that's why, because he's got Spindlow and Leben all over the back of him, and they are third and fourth trying to get through into second place. Rowledge doesn't want to do this dance anymore. McQueen still defending to the inside line, and that is making a four-way fight become a six-way fight. Here comes Tyler Reid and Oliver Gray. They are going to close up as well now. So this is going to go... Oh! Contact! The two carts have come together there, unfortunately. And that is Freddie Spindlow and Caden McQueen, I think. So McQueen has come off there. No, Freddie Spindlow's still your leader. It's Rowledge and McQueen. Rowledge and McQueen have tangled. So that really has been a big problem there into the run to Luna. And that is devastating for both drivers. Both McQueen and Rowledge down the order. Rowledge down to 19th, Caden McQueen to 23rd. And that means that Freddie Spindlow is now fighting for the victory with Tom Levin, Tyler Reid and Oliver Gray. Is Oliver Gray going to receive a get-out-of-jail-free card? Because he's now one place away from the podium once more. But incredibly, Rowledge and McQueen have tangled on the left-hand flick on the way to Luna on lap 18. And that is devastating for both drivers' charges in this race. But for McQueen in particular, it's devastating in his fight for the championship. So now Freddie Spindlow leads the race. Oliver Gray sat in fourth position. Doesn't have to panic here. He just needs to stay with the leading three, who begin the 20th lap. Spindlow leading, Leben and Reid. Oliver Gray in fourth position. Archie Walker has now come up to fifth position as a result of all of that shenanigans. Josh McLean is next up, then it's Aaron Walker, Zach Meekin, Georgi Dimitrov, and rounding out the top 10 now is Joe Taylor. So the fight for victory is about to get into its real scenario. Out of Luna Bend, and the top four are now going to be battling with 2 laps to go around Three Sisters. It's going to be an absolute nail-biter to the checkered flag. Here they come across the line. And now there's going to be a massive bit of defence from Leben as he tries to keep Tyler Reid at bay. Oliver Gray still sat there in fourth position. Doesn't need to do much hard work here to get himself a chance of a move up the order. It's going to get pretty spicy. Caden McQueen trying to make up places, and he has done so there. McQueen has got through past Will Murdoch, and the next man up the road, unbelievably, is Josh Rowledge. So McQueen might still have another battle to have with Josh Rowledge in this one. Freddie Spindlow, Tom Levin, Tyler Reid, and in fourth place Oliver Gray. So this is going to be a really exciting final lap, but Freddie Spindlow for KR Sport is just trying to hang on to it after the misery of qualifying this morning. He's now in a position to win the race. Meanwhile, Tyler Reid is trying to hang on in front of Oliver Gray. And for fifth position, Archie Walker's defending valiantly to keep hold of his fifth place from McLean and Walker. That is Aaron Walker we're discussing there, of course. Onto the old pit straight. Tom Leben's got 1 or 2 more chances to go for the inside of Freddie Spindlow, but he needs to make up some time. He can't just throw it up the inside and hope it sticks. He's got to know that he's got the opportunity on Freddie Spindlow, but Spindlow may have done enough here. He checks over his left shoulder. Tom Levin is still there, but from the brink of defeat, Freddie Spindlow has pulled it out of the bag, kept himself in the fight, made up places, and he's going to take the victory from 10th on the grid. Freddie Spindlow wins the final here at Three Sisters. Absolutely terrific. Second place for Tom Levin, third for Reid, fourth for Ollie Gray, and fifth for Archie Walker on his comeback to the British Championship. Brilliant bit of racing there. Josh McLean is sixth in front of Aaron Walker, Georgi Dimitrov, Zach Meekin and Joe Taylor. What heroic racing. Absolutely phenomenal. Daryl Taylor is 11th. Alessandro Serenetti fights back to 12th position in front of Ivan Lomliev, who comes through from 31st on the grid to 13th. Dan Butterworth is 14th in front of Aidan Neat, who made up several places too to P15. Douglas Bolger is only 16th on this occasion. Max Meir and Dan Ginshard making up places. But Josh Rowledge and Caden McQueen, after their clash, only just find their way into the top 20. Will Murdoch and Aaron Walker, that's As Walker, the number 80. Sam Hawthorne and Carly Atkins, Oliver Duffel, Alex Moody and Blake Anglis complete the field, with retirement sadly for Marcus Littlewood, James Walker, Casper Scusa, Archie Mason, Oscar Joyce. Freddie Spindlow wins, but the title fight has taken a dramatic twist here at Three Sisters.
Freddie Spindlow finally cracks the top spot, as he's been threatening to do all season, whilst Tom Levin and Tyler Reid join him on the podium as the title battle reaches fever pitch.
I think I qualified 10th. which was good. And then in the final started 6th, went up to about 5th, and then I was staying there for about most of the race. And then about halfway through the race, Caden and Josh Rowledge both crashed, which put me to 3rd, and then I just stayed there for the rest of the race really. So yeah, good finish in the end.
I started 4th, I believe. Start was decent, only really made one overtake in the race on Ollie Gray. And then Caden and Josh had a little incident. And then I sort of sat behind Freddie for the rest of the race.
The first final, it was quite easy. Me and Natalie just pushed away for the front. Fortunately for me, he got the win. But yeah, it's racing at the end of the day. And in the other one, we had 2 bad heats really, but that put us P10, which was all right. So then, yeah, we just climbed our way through one person a lap, just like pecking ourselves up the order. And then, thankfully for us, Josh and Caden had a crash, and then that put us in the lead, and then we were set from there, just defending the whole race.